sun shines outside. Look, the ocean has waves and stuff.
This actually feels good.
Mhm. I like the sand between my toes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Told you social media was crazy. Hi, everyone.
Welcome to Shut Up and Thrive, the podcast that will inspire you to live your best life.
Three best friends who have been growing, motivating, and inspiring each other.
I'm Vanilla. I bring the fun.
And this is Claudia, the passionate one.
And your girl Nair, sprinkling in the creativity.
When you listen to Shut Up and Thrive, it will remind you of your chats with your own BFFs.
Join in every week as we discuss all the things that make you want to shut up and thrive.
So, are you ready?
Let's get into the conversation.
Ooh, ooh. We're live
And ready.
with Shut Up and Thrive.
Shut up and thrive, ladies.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, ladies.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Vanilla.
Hi, Claudia. How you doing?
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad you're doing okay. Okay,
Yes,
it's great.
okay.
We'll take
Naya,
it.
how are you?
I'm okay
Okay.
as well.
So we go into the topic of today is social media.
Ooh,
Ooh.
social media.
What do we talk about social media? Well, let's start with the effects of social media. What's the idea and the feelings about social media from our point of views?
What is social media?
Good question.
Social media.
Face.
Oh, socializing on the internet?
Yeah,
Cool.
Yes. I didn't look it up, so
I know we didn't have a definition this time, but that's okay. I think at this point, everybody knows what social media is.
Yeah, and apologies to our audience that have no clue, don't even have social media, but
yes.
Well, if you don't have social media, you don't have it for a reason. I feel at this day and age, everybody has social media,
yeah.
or at least participates in social media. Do you think that?
Yeah, it's a choice. I
Yeah,
believe
think
it's
a
a
good
choice.
percentage. Yeah, good percent of people have it, but some people I do know some people choose not to. They
Mhm.
say no, I don't do any of that. I don't do any social media, just phone numbers and calling people and emails, things like that with the internet stuff. And it could be, I think I've had like my generations or even younger generations too that have said that they don't have social media. They're not on
Oh yeah, me
Facebook.
too.
So I have
I
some
have
older
very
generations
professional
asking
family
me about
members who's
social
like, I don't
media.
understand why you don't have social media, but not because they don't want, they just choose not
They
to
choose not to.
engage in that way.
Why does someone choose not to?
They didn't explain to me. Okay, I've had, for example, I would say my brother doesn't have social media because I've never seen him in any type of social media platforms. I don't know if he chooses not to, or maybe his job doesn't really allow him to.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a cousin who chooses not to just because she goes, I don't have time for that.
Mm.
She says, I don't have time for social media. I was like, well, you need to create at least a messenger so I can call you and text you. She goes, fine, but it's still not something that she remembers to log in and see that, I called her or sent a message. So it's a choice, but let's go deeper into the social media topic.
Yeah, does social media have an effect? What are the effects of social media? Have you guys experienced any negative or positive effect towards social media? Vanilla?
I like social media. I think social media is fun. I definitely use social media for entertainment purposes.
Mm.
I would like to be able to learn more, a little bit more about social media to like make money because all around me right now is people making money on social media. So I'm curious, I'm very curious. So it's like, really? Then I wish I had time, I wish I had more time to learn that aspect of social media, but I enjoy it. I think it's fun. But yeah, Naya, you can go first and then maybe we'll
Well,
go.
you're already
I
going.
mean, you can go second as far as what you think of social media.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I use it for entertainment as well. Like, when you scroll through your feed, you kind of see what people are doing, and being sort of like a creative person, I enjoy the creativity that I see online, people using, like I don't really watch TikToks, but through Instagram, I technically do watch TikToks. How people like make creative videos and things like that. So I like it. I do think that it can be very consuming, very addictive, depending on the kind of personality you have.
Mhm.
I do think depending on how you feel about yourself too, it can have,
An
I
impact
think,
there.
yeah, I think both. It can have a positive and a negative effect on you because it can encourage you. Like if you're seeing things that you want to aspire to do or aspire to be, it can be, it can kind of kick you in the butt to like start doing those things. But it also can have a negative effect on you because if you're feeling down about yourself and then you're seeing all these things that you want and you're already feeling like you can't achieve those things, it can really just set you back. So I definitely think it has an effect on you, even though you may view it like, oh, I'm just on it for fun. I'm just on it to unwind. I think the way that social media is set up and the more you learn about it, it's these apps are designed to keep you on the apps, right? They're
Mhm.
designed to keep you scrolling,
Yeah.
to keep you engaged because that's how they sell things to you. That's how they make their money. So I think whether you want to believe it or not, it's going to have an effect on you consciously or subconsciously.
Right,
Yeah, I
right.
agree. Yep. So like going on social media, for example, because of the search engines and everything that affects your social medias, if today you're down and you search something on stress or anxiety or how do you know I don't want to feel down, then automatically your social media is going to use whatever search thing to feed you more of that stuff, and you start seeing sometimes the negative that you don't need to see, when that the first thing is you were trying to like maybe help yourself, but now you're not helping yourself because the stuff are pouring at you now, right?
Right,
People
right.
trying to sell stuff and things to that's supposed to make you feel better, but there comes a message that triggers you to feel even worse.
Yeah, there's definitely an effect of both negative or positive about social media. I think I like social media for entertainment as well. I do like all of the TikTok things that come in. I don't even though I don't have a TikTok account, but I tend to use it more as communication to my foreigners. So like people in Holland, Cape Verde, it's more for I tend to put more out there to like show my dad a picture of the kids because I know he'll go in and he's in there, he'll see it or send him a message and things like that. That's practically a lot of why I use it. And then I do like the entertainment interaction between us. And it's very, my social media, I think my platform is more like friends and family. I know some people like accept all of these other people in their social media and they follow all these different people. I have a couple, so to have a different page for that that are like inspiring hair, inspiring artists, inspiring anything that falls within in the creativity that I like. I have a different page for that because I keep them separately, but it can be a little distracting when you're with family and you're like all on the social media looking at the Instagram, and I've seen that. So that affects your environment that you're in because you're not paying attention. So I've seen both sides in that, and the consumption of it. Naia, you mentioned
Mhm.
how much consumption can it be enough or too much or too little? Like, what do you guys think of that? Nobody
Yes.
wants to tell me.
Do we
Can you
consume too
consume
much?
social media too
Again,
much?
it depends on the purpose. It depends how structured or how you live your life.
Mm,
Some people serious literally will like pick up their telephone, maybe to even me. I do it sometimes. I'll pick up my phone for like, "Oh, I'm just gonna take a quick break, and before I know it, half an hour has gone by. And what was I doing? Like, I asked myself, like, seriously, what did I just do for the past? You didn't post one freaking picture. That's what you're supposed to do on social media, right? I guess.
No, I
You didn't
mean,
really read, well, not only, but like you didn't read an important article.
mhm.
Sometimes I'm literally just looking at people's, like going down the feed, I guess, supposedly looking at people's pictures and their TikToks or whatever, they post, and no good content came.
Mm,
And one thing that I think will still on the impact of social media is what has it impacted. I think it's communication. Like I
mm,
think it's impacted communication so much that we don't even know how to really talk to each other anymore. we'll talk through emojis, or we'll assume our friends are doing okay because they seem okay on social media. So you forget to be like, hey girl, how you doing? Because, oh, she just posted 20 minutes ago and she was happy. No. So they're like, to me, social media just definitely impact communication big time. People are forgetting how to communicate, or we're creating a new, totally different communication style because of social media. Going back to, do we waste time? Yeah, I think social media is a waste of time, especially if you're not making any money out of it. It's a waste of time.
You seem to be very passionate about this, making money off of social media. Is that something
I
like you
love,
want?
like I said, I'm curious because I
Okay.
love knowing that people, like, the idea that people are making money out of social media intrigues me. It's like, wow, that's cool, because I think that's what they were made to do. Like,
But don't
social
you,
media was made to make money out of. It's not really
right.
just made
Social
to.
media is, to me, I see it like a continuation of the television. Not continuation, but like a evolution of the television. Like that, we used to use TV for entertainment, but who watches TV nowadays? You know what I mean? So
I watch
if,
Netflix.
but yeah, I mean, you
A
don't
lot
have
of
to watch it
people
on a
watch TV. A
TV.
lot of people still
But
watch
what,
the news. They'll
right,
watch,
but
because they have
you can
all
do
those
that all on
cable
your phone.
boxes.
But what I'm saying is, when you watch TV, there's advertisements on TV. So obviously, if people are, wherever people spend their time, there are going to be advertisements. There's going to be some type of marketing. There's going to be some type of selling. That's just
Right.
Yeah.
a given. So it only makes sense that,
You
you
making
know,
money.
they're going to make money on social media through advertising, quote unquote. It's just a new way of commercials, right?
But who's making money? Like, when I say making money on social
Businesses,
media, it's not even just the
individuals,
businesses, but the individuals. So
because the individuals are taking part in that marketing, taking part in those advertising.
Hmm.
yeah,
So they're
creating
creating
content
content
so things can,
for the
yeah.
companies
So
that's out there.
that, I think, if somebody is being successful with using social media in that form, that's perfect. I think that's really awesome. But, and I don't think it's a waste of time. I think it's a waste of time when you're using it just to pass time.
So
Right.
do you
Even
think
if you're
it's a
not
way?
just making money. Some people I know, they use social media to, like, send out their message that they deeply believe in, but they're not making any money out of it. They're not even looking to make any money out of it. They literally just want to send their message out there, which is also great. But I find it, to a lot of these people are not being, like, consumed for listening to a lot of other people, because they even say, like, oh no, I don't really follow that many people because I just want to be here to send out my message. I don't want to be here to, like, hear what, not hear, but, like, consume what other people's message are, you know?
So I think from what you're saying, I think it's important for a person before they get on social media to know what their purpose is. Why are you using social media? Like, I don't think it's a bad idea to, like you said, oh, I think if they're just wasting time, that could be someone's form of unwinding after a long day. Just like you would sit down and watch TV, you could use social media as a way for you to just unwind, decompress. But again, it depends on how you're looking at the information that you're getting from social media. How is it making you feel? Like, we really have to assess, like, how do I feel after you spent that half hour that just flew by? How did it make you feel? How did you feel
Yeah.
afterwards?
And then with social media, you don't really have that much control sometimes. Yeah, you can choose to follow only who you want to follow. But, like, these ads that are coming at me these days is like, I didn't say, no, it actually asks you, follow this. Like, no, I don't want to follow this. Like, too irrelevant. Stop showing it to me. So now I'm spending even more time trying to X out irrelevant content that's just popping up, or reels that have nothing to do with me. So that's, yeah, still leads me to a lot of waste of time, even if you're trying to be on social media just to your dad oversee, to be able to see your kids, because you're going to post your pictures there rather than sending him an email or whatever. But things are going to pop at you that you don't really care about, but it's still time consuming.
But you
Yeah.
can go on social media, post your picture, and exit out.
True. Yeah. So again, it all depends how you use it, but you definitely can do that. Yeah. Social media is definitely, for me, I think, distracting. Did I just make up my own word?
You said
Communication, right?
social
That's
media
one
is
thing.
for you. Oh, that's what you use it for, communicating.
No, I don't use it to communicate. I think it's ruining communication for me. That's what I
Oh,
was trying
okay.
to say. Definitely time consuming for me. And what else about social media? Fun, very fun for me, right? Enjoyable. I guess when you're having fun, time flies by. You really don't know.
What's
Mhm.
fun about it for you? Like, what do you find fun about it?
I love pictures. I love people having fun. I love watching people traveling the world and posting everywhere they go. So I waste a lot of time watching those. Um, yes, I do. And if I have, for example, me, I Google everything, right? I love to Google everything. But even on social media now, you don't have to Google because if you're interested in a specific page and you follow them, they always having content shoot up at you. So I'm always reading these little articles and stuff about, I don't know, the moon and the sun and stuff. So I waste a lot of time doing that too. I say
But
waste of time because
yeah,
I don't know
I
why I say
say,
waste of time because I think it's, I
do you
already
You're
think
have,
learning.
do you
it's
think
still a
you're
lot of
learning?
time.
Do you think you're learning
Yeah.
from social? Then it's not waste of time.
It's not a waste
Mhm.
of time. It's time consuming, not a waste of time. To take out the negativity out of it. But like, it can't. Like now, I have to really put a timer on my phone to be like, all right, an hour a day of Instagram. My phone's telling me you've been on it for an hour, so I know it's time to stop. Things like that. So it's just like just one more thing to add to my calendar. Just one more thing that I know how to do. And the other aspect, which is more crucial to me, is I definitely think it's changing the way we communicate with each other. Yeah, we're having a
You think,
podcast, we're chatting, but we don't
yeah.
people are having podcasts so they can chat and communicate. Really? You know?
So you think that social media is giving us a false impression of people's lives?
No, definitely.
You think
I
so?
think because I find that a lot of people from my circle, whatever, like that's not what you told me yesterday is going on. So why are you putting that picture up today? Seriously, like that's why if I'm pissed, I'm not gonna put a picture saying I'm pissed today. I
Yeah.
won't because I don't want you to know I'm pissed or I want to deal with my own things on my own. I don't have to put it out there. But some people will be so angry and they'll put it that they're angry, or some people will be so angry but put that they're happy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's when the false things come. You never know what really is going on because again, we're not communicating with our friends to really know what's going on with them, right?
Mhm.
So you might not be happy today, but you want to put a fun, loving picture because it makes you feel better.
Hmm.
So I ignore the fact, or no, I don't even know that you're not doing well because you're showing me that you're doing well, even though you're not, but you would posted something to make you feel better, right? Let's say you're having a down day. Maybe posting a picture of you looking pretty and a day that you were feeling great, then makes you feel better internally. You did it for you. It's your social media. Whatever you do is for you. But deep inside, you wish Vanilla would give you a call and be like, "Hey, girl, how you feeling today?" Because 2 days ago you weren't so good when I saw you. How you feeling today? Instead of me just assuming you're feeling better because you just posted this picture.
All right, so social media is a good way. It's a form of communication if it's used correctly, but at the same time, it's a detrimental to your communication because you don't know the reality of it, if it's a real moment that that person's having, or if it's a moment that person had and it's bringing it back to bring them back to that moment. So the interaction outside of social media should always be there with, especially if it's a friend that you have on social media. But we tend to, it's true, we don't want to put out the negatives, the bad stuff out on social media because of judgment. That is a thing out there. Like nobody wants to be judged that, oh, they always look so happy but now they're miserable. You know what I'm saying? So it's tricky because I have my days with social media too. They're like, I'll rather put a quote to inspire me instead of putting a quote that I'm pissed. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just not me, but I might be upset, but I'd rather be inspired. I look for things to inspire me to change that mood than to stay in that mood. So you really can't tell the difference, the real life and the social media by not knowing that person. So there are people who are happy in social media, but they're suffering from depression and they're having family issues. They're displaced. They're everywhere, and you'll never know that unless you have a genuine conversation outside of social media with them. So I do agree with that aspect of social media. So you never really know what people
Because
put
we're
out
not
there.
really
Yeah.
communicating. It's kind of false communication.
Yeah.
So I think social media has done a great job with connecting us, right? So we can easily find someone. You know, you can hit up someone's social media page and you can find them. But communication in terms of, do we really know each other anymore? Do we know what's going on in each other's lives besides what you choose to put out there, is the difference there.
Big time, definitely.
So do you think there's like how people portray themselves in real life is different from how they portray themselves on social media?
Yeah. I think there are some people, again, it's that shield. It depends. They don't want others to see them a certain way. It's all in the way they see themselves and what they want others to see, because the social media is for you, but not really. It's for others because you're putting it out there. I tend to forget the internet. Anybody can see it sometimes, and I'm like, oh yeah, somebody could see that picture. You know, sometimes they're like, oh, that might not come out good, so I won't post it. You know what I'm saying? Of judgment of other people. So people live that, oh, that I'm in that vacation mode all the time. But really they're not. They took that vacation maybe what, 5 years ago? You know what I'm saying? Or like they're not consistently on the go, but they put that they're consistently on the go because that's what they want to feed out to the world. It all depends on your own personal use
So
of the
you
social
think,
media. It's a message, like it's TV. It's a message. It's what you want people to see you as. You know, do you want them to see you always on your fall or always on your high? Do you want to give them a little bit of both? Do you want to stay on the inspiration part? Nobody can always be positive, but so there are some messages that are out there that are negative at times. So I don't know. I think,
but don't you think too, like when you see people in real life, they're going to try to put their best foot forward as well, that they're going to try to portray themselves
like they
maybe
are on social
different.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
I
think
think that
there's a
some
little
people
bit of
can.
fronting in real life, just like there might be a little bit of fronting on social media. Or yeah, you want to put your best foot forward on social media because that's there forever, right?
Yeah.
Even if you delete it, someone could have taken a screenshot and you know what I mean? It's going to live out there forever. But when you step out your house, you're kind of doing the same thing you're doing in social media. You know what I mean? You're not leaving and I mean, most people anyway, some people don't care, but like you're not leaving with your hair a mess. You know, you didn't brush your teeth, you didn't put clothes on. I'm hoping you're like presenting yourself as your best self when you're out in the streets in real life, just like you are, in a sense, presenting yourself in the best way on social media. So I think there's a little bit of.
But you're talking about social media and presenting yourself, like, so we can go into, are we really presenting ourselves, our best selves, our true selves on social media?
Your best self and your true self.
We really are on
A
social
lot of
media?
people
Because
don't even know who their true self is.
Okay, and then I'll see my friends, a lot of my friends on social media, and I'm like, okay, that's you, but that's not you.
Okay, how
That's a
about us? When
filter,
you
right?
see me and Claudia, when you see us on social media, do you say, "Oh, that's you," but that's not you?
No, because I don't think you be putting filters and crazy stuff to your pictures. And then when you're actually showing something that you did. It's like it was not just one still picture. It's actually you might put the still picture, but then you also add maybe a video of that adventure, right? Of that party, of that event. It's added there.
So you get the whole story. You're not just getting
Kinda.
like an
And that's
edited
what I
version.
loved about how far do I go back to social media? I think High Five was probably my first High Five.
MySpace? Did you have a MySpace?
I had a MySpace
I think
after High Five,
MySpace
or probably
came
had them
first.
together. But I think I had High Five before because I communicated a lot with family and cousins overseas, like in Europe, and High Five was there. And then I remember telling them about MySpace, and they're like, okay. So I remember when they tried MySpace, and we tried to show as much as we could there. There was no filters, there was no editing, there was no nothing. We tried to be like, oh, I wish I had more megabytes or whatever to show more. Right? Our albums contained like 100 pictures. Remember?
Yeah.
Our albums had title, the date, people were there. We try to put as much information there. Now it's like, just hashtag that and forget it.
The highlights.
The highlights and the quick and the filter and the scenery and the music. Everything is just edited. It's not real. To me, it's social media moved from something to big to kind of share your life with others, share each other's lives with each other, to we're capable of creating a false image of who we really are, or what we're going through, what we're dealing with. So social media is amazing. It's great. Again, what does it hinder for me is the communication,
She's
right?
not letting that
No.
connect.
And then what I love about it is, we're evolving technology and everything. And yeah, if you're using social media for what it's really made of, then that's amazing. And
What is it
yes,
really made of? What is it
I
made
think
for?
it's really made to make some money. Like, I think most of these social media apps that start are created by like this genius or this great business minded person that say this is going to help us make more money. It's going to help us either create a better advertisement, sell our products, share our products, marketing more. And then we take it as, our regular lives, human beings, we take it and we make it our own thing. Like, I haven't read deeply into Snapchat or all of these social media, exactly what they created for, but I'm pretty sure if we do, we'll find out that Snapchat was specifically created not for you to take cute pictures and then add bunny ears to you. You know what I mean? Those are things that came after because the app allowed it, but it was really made for business people to talk to each other, I think. Like,
Yeah, it was made
here's a
to
quick
maintain
snap.
that privacy. Because you know how
Oh,
your stuff disappears after 24 hours. You only share with who you want to share. So
mhm.
it's a lot like, what Instagram and Facebook is, but more on the privacy side, to only
Yeah.
share with who you want to share. And like,
And
yeah,
then we changed it, right? We got it,
I don't
and
know. I don't use it
people used
anymore.
it. Exactly, me neither. Like right now, but like people used it to really be like a fun, cheery way to
But I think
communicate with your friends.
I think Snapchat is still what it was when it was first created. But like you said, eventually a lot of these apps and platforms find a way to monetize their product. I mean, why not? If you could find a way to make money with something you created, why wouldn't you
Change
make
it
money with
around.
it? Not change it around, but basically, Snapchat, I think, still kind of functions how it was when it first started. But now there's like ads, right? Like when you watch certain stories and things, there's ads, so now they're making money off of that. You know what I mean? People who have a lot of following, they're making money off, whatever. But I don't think
Or not
maybe
even people with, sorry to cut you off, not even people with making, there's people who don't have a lot of following, but they're still making money because they use the app for what it is, you know what I mean? To sell, to market their product.
right.
Even so, they not even need a lot of followers. Some people are just making because they have millions of followers, they're making money that way. Sometimes putting the most dumbest shit ever, like, right? But then there's others who are making a lot of money just because they use it to sell a product, promote a product, and not having any followers at all because, they have their website where you actually go and buy. They're just using it to promote the product. Yeah, another question on social media, I guess. Sorry for cutting you off.
So social media is a way of form of creating anything you want practically, and then getting money from working with the companies that are out there already, because basically in any company you can work for online. A lot of these things have popped out on
What
my
do you
social
mean?
media
I'm
because I've
sorry.
been curious about making money as well from social media. So you can go on any website and look for jobs, and they'll have specific jobs that you could do from home. So like you could make money off of that. So the internet itself is
Okay.
intended
Mhm.
for making money. And if you use it wisely, you could make money. It's just what you want to do is what you have to learn. It's like a business. You have to start your business plan, and we all know about that. And then follow through with that business and stick to it. And that's how people are making money on Instagram, because I've gotten to see some pages to see the background of what they do. Like they show the equipments they had to get and things like that. So you still got to put in work to make money off that social media. So it is definitely a way you can make money, Vaso. If you're interested in that, start looking up some websites and things like that.
Oh, yeah, so I guess there's internet and there's social media, right? We can use the internet to make money. So social media helps us utilize the internet better,
Well,
use the internet better.
you're using, if you want to use social media to make money, you're taking advantage of the audience on social media to sell to them. So
Mhm.
that's where you're using social media to make money, as opposed to, yeah, you can work off of the internet. You can work from home.
And promote your product
No, you could just work like online,
on
like
the
I could just
internet.
your
Yeah.
work.
No, I'm
Yeah,
saying social media. You could use the audience, excuse me, and also promote
your
your
product or other
service or
people's
product.
products or services too. But yeah, the point of social media and being able to make money off of social media is taking advantage of the audience on social media. So you're not going to make money off social media if no one uses Instagram, you're not going to make money off Instagram. You know what I mean? So it's basically you're going where the people are to promote a service, to promote a product or anything like that.
Or you can, I mean, you can, it's again, it goes up to the person. Like Claudia mentioned, it's how you choose to use it. You choose not to use it at all. You choose to use it just to not follow anyone or care if anyone follows you, but just as a space to, like how I loved using my Facebook was, it was like an album. Like I loved taking pictures but there's no more space in my house to have physical albums. So Facebook was like, yeah, I can just create albums virtually and put everything in there, right? And then some people choose to use it just to communicate with their friends, find out what their people have, find out what everybody's up to, stay in the loop.
Others use it for inspiration, what other people are up to, and how can that inspire you to live your best life.
Yep. Or some people, yeah, definitely. And I
Do
love
you
people who
think
use it for education. I love it, love it, love it for
To learn.
educational purposes. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I
to
love it
learn
for
from
that.
others? Yeah, that's a good one.
Love to
But do you
learn. I
think that
love
we
it.
get instant gratification from social media? Is that something that
Yes, definitely. And that's the one thing that concerns me with the younger generation, because that's all they know is a life with social media. Like we know what it's like to live without it. We know what it's like to not have the internet. They don't. They cannot imagine world without it. Just like we can't imagine a world without, I mean, I guess we can because of where we come from, like electricity and things like that. But there's some people that to them it's like, what was the world even like? Like, how did everyone not have a cell phone? Like, how did you not just go on Instagram and send this person a DM? You know what I mean? Like, that's instant gratification. You can get a hold of anybody quickly. If you need
right?
to know the recipe for something, if you need to know if this ingredient is good or bad, if you need to know anything, literally anything,
Just the internet. Yeah.
you can
That's
find it on the internet. But I mean, that instant gratification is being able to feel good about something or like feel like you're getting a prize, right? You don't have to work for it. You don't have to work to find somebody's number. Like if you, you know what I mean? Like if you want to get in contact with someone or you see a pretty girl, like you don't have to work for it. You can see a bunch of pretty girls on social media and just pick which one you want.
Oh
Send
yeah.
send them all the same message. And this happens
Yeah.
all the time. Like some guys
Or
will
just
literally copy and paste to every pretty girl they see and then wait for which one's gonna reply.
wow.
It's another form of not waiting to go to this specific party to see so and so.
Right. You see what
It's
happened.
right there. You could see their social media or connect to a friend that is connected to them, and you see who they are. And I gotta say, social media got me my husband.
That's another thing.
Internet got you.
But
Well,
social
it's
media
Facebook,
though,
so
social media.
Facebook is
Connected you
considered
guys.
social
Yeah.
media.
Okay.
So back in the day, like to meet somebody online, that would be like, oh, they might be a crazy person. Like you
Right.
can't meet people online. And now
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure more
And
than
all
half
these dating apps that we have no idea what it are. Like,
that's normal now.
yeah.
But it does scare
Social
me a
media's
little bit.
bad.
No, it's not bad, but it does
I
scare
know.
me that instant gratification means you don't have to work to achieve
Work
something.
for it. Yep.
So then when something comes into your life where you actually have to put in time, put in effort, you know what I mean? Like think through, like you have a problem that you can't fix instantly. Are these kids going to have the tools and the skills to overcome those problems?
Right. Scary.
Yeah, they'll just search how to figure it out.
But
Social
They
media will
couldn't even
help
work
them
a
out.
map. If you give them a map, they won't be able to work a map. Like, I'm like, we used to use map to drive around, guys. What do you mean?
GPS, everything's GPS. You don't need,
Remember
remember
printing out our
MapQuest?
map quest?
Map quest, we had to print
Yes.
it out.
Now you're all the way to Florida.
Seriously. And imagine
Mhm.
now you don't have to think about it. Just the machines do the work for you.
Just
Yeah.
ask Google.
Ask Siri.
Right.
You're right, Ma. Just ask Siri. I'm like, no, I want to look for it. I get that all the time. Why you always got to make it hard? I'm like, because if I don't, I'll forget to do it. And I don't want to forget that I know how to do it. I don't want just the internet to tell me what it is. I want to read a book and look at it and read the words instead of just going on my phone or something. The kids always like, you make it so much harder on yourself. I'm like, no, I just don't want to forget. I know the answers in the palm of my hand, but there's certain things that you still want to continue doing because you don't want to forget that you know how to do it. Once you
Mm.
don't use it, you lose it. That's how I feel.
Yeah. And so what else do you think social media has either taken away from us or added to our lives?
Whew.
I'm not gonna say communication. I'm leaving
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna let it to you ladies
Word of
go.
the day, communication. What has it taken away from us?
It's changed. I think it's changed, not taking away. It's just changing the interaction with one another. It's crazy how I can be in a room with someone and have a conversation with them, but the younger generation rather be on their phone texting back and forth or on social. Oh, I just seen them post a picture. We're sitting right next to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's just changing it to a new, I don't know, a new way. Like, it's supposed to be easier, but we're losing the human connection between, like, I love human connection, even though I say this all the time. I don't want people to ask me questions, but I tend to always get the questions and then the conversation, and then there's a connection there with that person once they leave me, and then
Mhm.
we can pick up again if we see each other again. I think social media doesn't give us that. Like, you could
Yeah.
like and
Yeah, it definitely takes it away.
Yeah,
yeah,
like I agree in terms of like when you see somebody in the street that you follow on social media,
yeah,
right? You have, not that you don't have anything to talk about, but like you saw that they took a vacation last month. You saw that their kid graduated from
Mhm.
8th grade. Like you already saw these things that happened in their life. So it's almost like,
what did they tell
how's
you?
yeah. So it's like, oh, things going. Oh, the kids had a dance recital. Oh yeah, I saw that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you
Mhm.
almost, I mean, it's like good and bad, because in a way you're able to keep up with people's lives, those that, choose to share their lives online. You're able to see more of people that you may not have in the past, but yet, like you said, that human interaction, how is that now? How do people interact when they're in person with each other now that you have this other sort of relationship online? So it's almost like you have two different relationships with people.
It
You have
is.
your
Well, even
relationship
with
with
your
them
family,
online.
social
Yeah.
media takes it away from you.
You think
The
it takes it away, or does
it
it
took
just
it away. It took away that bonding time that we like right now. Let's say I remember my little cousins coming over to sleep over. That's why I'll watch it with the same movie. Right now it's everybody doing their own thing. Everybody's watching their own thing on their own iPad and their own phone or on TV. It took away that bonding that
Connection, bonding connection.
yeah, it definitely took that away.
yeah, but that's where we have to be like, okay, guys, let's all watch this movie together. Like we really have to set those boundaries, right?
Now we're good. Now it's all good. Now we're good. You two can do that, and us two will do. Still.
So do you worry about this next generation, and like how are they going to raise their kids? Like what are their kids going to be like if our kids are, or the younger generation of us are already at that state?
Mhm.
How are their kids
I
going to be
think
like?
again, like we said, we saw the change of the different types of apps or social medias. It will keep evolving. It will keep changing. So I don't know how their kids will be, but it will. I know it will still be in that whole feed of it's social interaction. Like we bond through the screen, like we're doing right now, ladies. You know what I mean? We're not saying, "Oh, let's make sure we go get that coffee tomorrow morning and let's chat for an hour or two." We're doing it on a podcast. Tune in and listen. You know what I mean? That's
So
how
what's
we're doing
gonna
it.
see? Okay,
So I have no idea what's gonna be, but do I worry about them? I really don't worry about them,
mhm.
but I've known how it's impacted us, and I can from what's changed from when we first got, remember the internet like popping up, to now at the point that we are now. It's like, you know what I mean? Like even before that, remember how there's that funny memes with the dial tone when you were waiting for your internet to connect?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And then there would be like a room full. I think they have it now too. But
Chat rooms.
yeah, there would be a room full of people, but like, you would excuse yourself from that chat room. Now you can dismiss people that you don't want. So it's like instant gratifications. Oh yeah, we're in this chat room where you get to talk to people, but if you don't want them, skip, talk to the next one. What, I don't know what, I don't even know what app that is yet. But it's this thing that like the three of us are talking. Hey, how are you? Where are you from? Oh, I'm from China. My name is this. Click next, like
They
dismissing
had that
people.
on
Like,
the phone. Remember? Do you remember those phone lines?
Yeah, yeah. I remember like the
Right.
you would call into, and
Yeah,
yeah,
you
a
would
bunch
call
of
in,
people
you
would
talk
chat.
to a lot of different
But I
people.
don't think you could remove somebody from a room.
I
You
don't
could
Or
think
you could just
leave.
go into a different
you would
room.
leave
Yeah,
or
but
they,
someone else couldn't just remove you, like what she's
correct.
explaining
Like,
is.
you know, you dismiss someone that, whoa, like how did you just make that person feel? Like all they literally said was, I'm from China, and you didn't
Now
like
they're
their accent
questioning
and you skipped
themselves.
them or whatever. Exactly. So that's how I worry about them a little bit.
Me, not worry, but like I wonder what's gonna come of the physical world. Like if people are spending most of their lives on social media, on the internet, in virtual reality, like what is the world? What's the purpose of the physical world? You know
That's
what I
a
mean?
scary thought.
It's a
I
scary
think that
thought, but if you study the evolution of the internet, I know you don't want to talk about the internet, Vanilla, but it's coming. The
No, it's
internet
okay.
is evolving.
mhm.
Social media is obviously going to evolve along with it. And the goal of these apps is to keep you on longer. So, they're constantly, adjusting the algorithm, figuring out ways to keep you on their app longer. It's only a matter of time that, okay, 90% of the time people are going to be spent
In the virtual
in the
world.
virtual world. So, where's our connection to nature? Where's the grounding? Where's the, you know what I mean? Like, that's the stuff that I worry about. Like, me, I know how much I crave nature. Like, I
Mhm.
love social media, I love the internet. But for me, I think I do have a pretty good balance with loving the real world and loving the internet. So I
Yes.
can pretty much move between the two pretty easily. And maybe that's because of I lived in a world without the internet, and now I live in a world with it. So I
Right.
have pieces from both. But that, like, people who don't travel, people who don't go out into the nature, like, what is that going to be like?
Yeah, that is scary to think about. Like, you're not gonna wonder about the trees or how the trees are gonna be taken care of.
You're going to worry
Are they
about
gonna be gone?
the trees on your virtual reality island that you've created with the people. And they're building people online, they're building houses online, like they're building all these things online. They're going to care more about that than the actual tree right outside their house. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
They're not gonna
that's
know how to interact with the other person. No, like so the human I think the
not even
internet is
human, but
taking
like
away the
the
human
world,
interaction with the
not
world
just humans, but with nature,
itself.
with like going outside and walking and grounding yourself and swimming in the ocean and like appreciating the sky and the stars.
I
Like,
think people not knowing the essential of those things is very important to us as a human being. It's going to affect us and affect the future in a very abrupt way that we're not. I don't know. I just almost feel like we're not going to be humans if we can't do those things. I don't know. It just when
I
I think
mean,
about it that way, I'm like, yo, like
mm,
we need air, we need the ground, we need the ocean, we need
but
the
do
sun, we
we?
need the moon, we need
But
the
do
stars.
we?
But if you stay closed in into a room, you know what I'm saying? You don't have the how are you surviving without them?
I
Yeah.
think it's just going to be sufficient. They everything evolves. They evolve into that be sufficient for them to live just fine virtually, getting ready to move into space. I don't know. They
Oh my
just,
Aren't they
it's,
building like out in Mars and stuff?
who knows what they're doing, but
Creating, you can
What's
it's
take
wrong with our
tours.
planet? Why
the
can't we just stay in our
evolution.
planet?
That's what I'm saying. I love this
There's
planet.
nothing wrong with my planet. I love
Oh, we
planet Earth.
will. Our kids will, but their kids and their kids' kids, then I don't know if they even want to stay in our planet the way we're treating our planet.
Right. What's wrong with our planet? Let's make it great. Why do we
Nothing.
have to go somewhere else? I mean, that's a whole other conversation that we can get into.
Yes, back
But
to
when I
social
think,
media.
but when I think of the future of social media and the future of the internet, like it's only going to be more of that. I don't see anything of returning back to nature and like farming. I mean, I guess you see a little bit of it. It depends on what people you follow, what education you're into, what communities you're part of, that you appreciate the land, you appreciate growing plants, and you appreciate animals, you appreciate the sky, you appreciate the sun. Like these kids that are so into this virtual world and social media, like do they appreciate those things?
Who
Only
knows?
when they go on a vacation and like, oh, look, the sun shines outside. Look, the ocean has waves and
This
stuff.
actually feels good.
Mhm. I like the sand between my toes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Told you social media was crazy. I don't know. What else could we say about social media?
I mean, again, I'm still kind of intrigued and kind of like, oh, I imagine what else can be invented? What other platforms? How can social media be used? That's still very interesting to me. I just don't want us to lose that connection with the earth and everything around us.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
maybe it won't. Maybe it will be easy to like even easier to use social media out. It's already easy now to like, let's say you're at the park and you're holding a class virtually. So that's not really social media. It's just it's internet again, like we say. So internet will evolve and maybe the apps where we chat like this won't be a big thing anymore because now we're using the internet to do something bigger and better, hopefully, with the whole evolution. I don't think apps and social media like are gonna take over completely. I think it
Well,
will change into something better.
there are theories that AI, artificial intelligence, is eventually going to overtake humans.
So the humans are just gonna live in like, hey, I'm gonna do whatever I want.
No,
Well,
they're going
because
to take over the world. They're going to be in
what
charge
does
of the
that
world.
mean?
Exactly
That's
what I
many
said.
years from now. Like, what
It'll
does that
take
Okay,
mean?
but
over.
Over for us? Like we're not gonna live in caves and while they go to work.
We will be
humans
in
will be
cages and they will
extinct.
be roaming the
I'll
streets
just it'll
taking
probably
care.
be like tea, please, and here comes my robot with my tea, rather than me getting up
Until
and
the
go do it
robot says, you know what,
because
I'm
I'm too
tired of
busy.
this job.
Oh gosh, she's gonna make
Yes,
me.
girl, trust me. Like
I
I be reading.
robot.
Let's
I
go
be
watch
reading books.
Matrix. Matrix is out.
Yes, but
Listen, the future is
until the
predicted and they
robot,
show it to us in movies and we just have to listen.
So
We
we
don't
have been seeing those
we
movies.
have been
Not a lot of
introduced
movies,
into
but
this
to that
stuff in our
movie a
movies.
long
If you
time
watch
ago.
back,
Yeah.
watch back to the movies that you watched when you were kids, they introduce what we're in now. So things are
The
being
cartoon,
introduced.
is
It's
it the
just
Flintstones?
us not paying
No,
attention to
no.
it. There's a small
the other
number
one.
of us that do, but it's future. The future's been already told to us what we're at, what we seen when we was kids in movies and conversation and readings and things like that. It's just going to be a different level when we're not here no more. We kind of have a picture of what the world's going to be, and I don't see the world green.
I do.
I just
Same
don't. I just
here.
What do you
don't.
see
The
it,
way we're
brown?
not taking care of it, like pollution,
Under
all of this
fire.
stuff. I don't see it living in small groups are trying to create things to keep us back into nature, taking care of that. But again, it's a small number of us. It's a small number of people doing that. And if the number doesn't get larger, the planet is not going to survive because again, the younger generations don't know what we know as growing up. So they're going to lose that if that education is not being, kept up with the families and people. It's going to be again the isolation of the human race. I said it. But she's like,
Mhm.
no. Yes, girl. Get ready. We'll be long
I'm just like,
gone.
I ain't gotta worry about that.
We'll be
I
long
mean,
gone
you
about
don't know.
nothing.
Exactly.
You
We'll be
don't know
long
if
gone.
you're
But
gonna be
Exactly.
long
You don't
gone.
know.
You don't know if
yeah.
you're gonna be long gone. You might
So
be
what?
here in a
Remember
different
that? What's
state.
the name of that cartoon? I'm trying to think of that cartoon that they used to get in their little cars and used to fly in space. They lived
The
in space.
Jetsons.
The
Jetsons.
Jetson. Like I've
Yeah.
been dying for that age to come
It's already
about.
happening. It's just they're
It's
not putting it
coming.
out there for
I'm
us
still
little
not in my
people.
little flying car
We're
that
not
goes
we're
up
I don't
there.
think we're there with flying cars, but we're definitely there with self-driving cars.
And driving
Yeah.
to the moon. Are you serious? Like they
Driving
just
to
went
the
up to the
moon.
moon and back.
Oh, they've been going up to the
They've been
moon and
going to the
back.
moon,
Like
but like they're gonna be giving space tours. Like you're gonna be able to get in a spaceship
You
and go
think we
tour
will?
out of
go in the
space.
Nah.
back.
I don't have a desire to, but
No,
maybe our kids will.
I don't
If
want to
right
see
now
it.
they say
I'm
you can
okay.
go to the moon, you would go. Yeah, you'd
No,
I
be on
want
that.
it.
I would
No,
be on that line like,
no.
oh,
no,
I'm
I'm good.
happy enjoying
I
the
like
moon from
Earth.
here.
no.
I'm an earthling.
Yep. I like my Earth. I'm good.
But I would go to the moon. The moon is part of my
Would you
galaxy.
go to Mars
If you can bring me there, yeah. Why
and
wouldn't
do
I
what?
go? I don't know. Why are you taking me to Mars for?
Well, they're trying to create like a world over
Human life.
there in case
Then I
anything
would go to
happens
Mars
here.
and definitely go see what's going on there.
All right, ladies, we've evolved from social media to
And now
You
internet.
know
we're in
how
like another
crazy
universe.
the evolution of the internet, the space.
Anything else that we should capture on social media? I think we're all strongly for it, for the good causes, the things that it does, the connection, and that it connects you with other groups and different people and keeps you connected with people that's far away from you. But there's a disconnect in the human race. As
Yes.
a
The
human, we need
physical.
interaction with each other. We
And
do it
remember that
differently.
90% is not real life.
Yeah.
You think
And
so?
yes, I know so. Like
90%.
90%
That's
is
a
not
lot.
real life because you, first of all, you can't, you live 24 hours in a day. You're going to show two pictures. That's nothing. Like you didn't, this is what I did today. That's not your 24 hours in
Life.
one day. So it's 90% of it is not real life. And like you said, Claudia, you took that vacation last year or whatever, you're showing it now, and it's not real life. And some people do think it is, like think that things are happening right now. Oh, some so and so posted this. My mother's good for that. Like call that person and see what I was like, Mom, that was like Facebook remembering her of something that happened. So that person's not dead. They died last year or whatever. So we got to be very careful because I don't think it's real life. Some of it's snippets of your real
Yeah,
life,
it's
but it's not real.
highlights.
Yeah,
Highlights
it's not
of
real life.
the good
How about
things
those
in your
people that
life.
are
And it
consistently on
is, and
social
it's
media?
usually the good things because ain't nobody putting out the bad things there. No one is putting out the bad things, and there's no real
I
life
mean,
without the bad.
some people do put their drama
Mhm.
on.
No.
I know
Oh
I choose not
yeah,
to
or like when they want to
I
get
choose not
back
to
at
follow.
someone, they putting shit there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we've seen that. People will put their drama in the streets, in the social media streets.
Some
And
people
then
creating fake stupid accounts to put fake stuff just because that's what makes them fun. Even though you're a happy person, but they're still gonna create fake
you're not a
accounts to
happy
put
person
stupid
if you're
stuff.
doing that.
Some people but then in their mind it's funny. They'll put stupid stuff like literally they spend their day on social media, like their time on social media, putting funny memes or stupid memes or whatever. And they have all these followers making money probably off of it, but it's not their life. That's not what they've, just like any artist.
Yeah, that's
Like what we
different
see is
though.
what we see, but what they live. So that's what social media is. It's not real life. It's not reality.
But it's
So it's not.
creating the reality for a lot of people. Like for us,
Oh
maybe.
yeah.
For
No,
us, it's not our reality, but it is for a lot
if
of
you
people.
get consumed into it, it is, and it is. You're right. It's creating. You're being like you're going to it for inspiration. You're going to it to learn how to dress. You're going to it to find out what the club is ready to go to, what restaurant is to eat. You're not finding out or exploring anything on your own. Oh, I'm going to Hawaii because Naik posted Hawaii and it looks amazing. But guess what? Maybe you should have gone to DR or because, your other family members were going there or whatever. So it's creating this fake
But
reality, I
is
guess,
it
for
fake?
us.
I think it's
I don't
I
think it's
think it's
reality.
the person. I think it's with the person. Like you should have a purpose or an intention with your social media. It's people who just use it just to use it and get caught up, right? They don't have an intention. They don't have a purpose. It's just getting caught up. It's now an addiction. It's proven scientifically that, you know, every time you see a post, like it like releases some chemical in your brain that makes you feel good. So you want more of it, you want more of it. And social media is constantly feeding that to you. So if you have a weak personality, or, you know, you don't have a good self-esteem, then
Oh,
you
just the
get addicted
likes.
to it.
You get
Yeah,
addicted
or
to
you get
likes,
addicted
right?
to wanting likes, and now you feel like I'm not getting enough likes, so now my self-worth is low, or I'm getting a lot of likes, now I think I'm all
Mm.
that. You know what I mean? Like you don't have that confidence in yourself, so now you're feeding into it, and it's consuming, not consuming you, but like it's taking over your life. Like this is all you strive for. So it's individual to each person. Like each person has to have parameters. You have to know what is your intention with social media. Is it to connect with your family and friends? Is it to get inspiration? Is it to make money? Is it all three? And how
Or
can
is it
you
just to get gratification, like we said,
entertainment?
Instagram
So
gratification? Not even
because
entertainment, but for people to like those likes to help you feel
yeah,
like you're
but
okay, you're
that's
doing
not a good,
okay.
that's not using social media for good. That's what I'm saying. Like in order for you to use social media to, because you're making it seem like social media can't be a good thing. Like if you want to go on a trip and you see that I went on a trip, now you choose to go on the trip that I went on. But maybe that was meant to be for you to see that, for you to choose to go to that place. You don't know. But you have to know yourself and know why you're using social media for it to have a positive impact on you.
Mhm.
You
No,
know what I
like I
mean?
said, I love it. I think it's great, but can't agree to it being reality. Yeah, some people do show a lot. Like the people who literally live on it to show their whole life is not even showing 50% of their lives.
Oh yeah,
Even,
definitely not. Mhm.
so that's why I don't want like the new generation of my child to think that, oh yeah, no, so and so on Instagram lives that way. That's it's real life. No, baby, it's not real life, you know?
Or
It's
there's more that went into that that they didn't show you.
of course, and there
Hmm.
always is. There's
Right.
always, waking up and going to sleep, and then there's the all in between. And so it's how you choose it, and it's good and it's bad, but mostly not real. Your real life, it's definitely influences your real life, but you choose how much you want it to influence your real life, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
social media is mostly a moment. It's a moment of time that something happened. Like the pictures of like a nice picnic at a beach or whatever, like you don't know what took to get to that picnic, to set it up and things like that. It just didn't come out. There's the editing afterwards. I think people get caught up in just the beauty of it and they forget that there is a back work that's not being presented at times. So it's good. I like it when people show me, oh, this is what I did to get to here. I follow a lot of people like that, that tells me like, this is, I had to meet with this person or that person. I went to this, I had to wait outside long time to talk to someone to get to hear how they were inspired and things like that. Because it's good to hear that it's not like you show up at a corporate and say, I want to work for you. I want to be on Instagram and do this. And they got it. No, they had to create a portfolio of, did I say that right?
Mhm.
You didn't
Of
make up
what
a
they
word today.
want, and that person's got to be selected. So there's work, and I think there's beauty in social media. Just don't forget that there's work that puts into it. You're not going to snap your finger and it's going to show up that picture. And stay out of competition. Competition with yourself is probably the best competition anyone could get in. If you get in a competition with someone else, you're gonna lose most of the time because you're gonna consistent trying to find that person and trying to beat them, and then that person's gonna do something else and you're gonna try to do their. So compete with yourself. If you're looking for inspiration in social media, is the best thing to see what I can do to make it better. Like, I like the way so and so did their windows. I can do that. And what else can I do to make it better for me? Because I like it this way, not to go and be like, I did it better than her. So it's like a lot of people tend to get in those competition with social media. I try to stay away from that. Use it wisely and don't get consumed in it and try to figure out who we are first.
Have a balance. Like just let it be an add-on to the amazing life you're already creating for yourself. Don't let it be your amazing life is on social media. And then when you're not on those apps, how do you feel about yourself? Are you happy with yourself? Can you live a happy life without posting anything, without going and seeing things online? Can you be happy without it? Because if you can't, then that's a problem. That's where you need to assess what role social media plays in your life.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Stop scrolling through the Instagram. Just go listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
But while we're on social media, please check out this awesome page called First Class Curls.
Yes.
It has so many nice content on how to keep your hair looking beautiful like mine. See my hair? You know, like all your luscious curls and makeup and facial hygiene. Doesn't sound so weird, but whatever. Check it out. Come on, Naya.
Yes, of course. I think it's great. But yeah, to that point, follow things that or pages that inspire you, that make you feel good, that don't make you look at yourself and say, wow, I'm terrible, but that inspires you to be better as a person. You know what I mean? But yeah, if that's what you're into, absolutely. And follow
Always be the
us
best
so you
you.
stay in the loop with Shut Up and Thrive.
Yeah. And tag yourself or a friend on the comments with an inspirational social media page that you follow, that you think the content is very intriguing and relevant and beneficial for all of us. You know, show some love and tag your friend, tag the business.
Thank you for listening to us. We'll hear back from you next talk, guys.
Why did finish it? Who says we're
Yeah,
done?
who said we're done, right? She's like, all right, guys, we gotta go. We gotta go.
No, it's been fun. It's been cool talking about it.
Yeah.
So who's ready to make some money on social media? It takes too much work. I ain't ready.
It's a lot of work.
It's a
That's why
lot
I
of
kind of
work.
postponed it a little bit because I
It
got
is a
caught
lot
up
of
with
work.
all the things going on. But it takes work. Like you have to go out there and put yourself out there to get those emails back from these companies to like
Email.
Well,
send you
that's
stuff.
one way to make money. You can make money yourself, your product, sell your product, sell your service. If you
I don't
have a service,
product.
okay, that's you. But I'm just saying that's just one way is to sell other people's products and services. But another way is to create your own.
Yeah.
And use social media to advertise on there. So there's different ways you can make money. Obviously, it's not easy. You got to put in the work, but social media does make it seem like you don't have to put in the work, like it's just easy.
Illusion.
But it's not. It's not. There's a lot of things you got to do in the back end to get to that point. So if it's something you really are passionate about and something you want to do it. But anyways, okay, let's wrap it up. Any last thoughts? We good? Anything else you want to add before
Social
we
media?
leave? Yeah.
It's cool, but stop with the catfishing filters, please. I love to look at your face as beautiful as you are. A little bit of filter is okay, but all them catfishing things, that, my friend, you don't look like you no more.
Is it catfish? Is that what they call it?
A catfish filter, whatever. That's what they call it.
It's catfish.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's another topic for another day, because I feel like, yes, it's cool to use filters. They're fun. And I'm not gonna lie, I use them, but I don't use those extreme ones that like
changes your nose and your bone structure.
Yeah, it doesn't look like me. Or even like the colored eyes. Like, again, that's just me. I would rather just show my face the way my face is, because then when you see that person in real life, you're like, whoa.
No, I've seen you real life. Like, I know how you look, my friend, but that's not how you look.
I think,
or
yeah.
Like, my son will come up, Ma, she's beautiful, huh? I'll be like, baby,
No.
She's not real. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, baby, she looks beautiful, but that's not how she really looks in real life.
Yeah, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. And people get so used to using those filters that they don't like themselves. They don't like their face because they like their filter face better.
Yeah, I'll be taking selfies and be like, oh, crazy. Like, where's my filter? I gotta take this again with a filter or something. Let
And
me add
that's
New
not
York or
nice.
Brazil or some whatever that thing on Instagram is when you swipe.
Yeah, and that's not even bad. This
Exactly. That's like
right, that just
that's
like
the thing.
changes the color, that makes your skin smooth. You know, that's like minor changes, but to like literally get a filter that like makes your nose more pointy, gives you bigger lips. Like I feel like
Yeah,
my
a
lips are
filter that
already
says
big.
if you were perfect, this is how you looked. Like
There's
imagine
a filter called that.
there's this app, not an app, but a filter that says like supposedly this is how you would look if your face was perfect.
Perfect.
And then you swipe and then you see this beautiful, very maked up person with Botox of you, version of you. Crazy. Oh, crazy. A fake people.
Yeah, and then that bleeds into real life where people are going out and getting these surgeries and getting these things injected into their face and getting these big huge tarantula eyelashes. Again, no shade. It may sound like I'm like throwing shade. You can do whatever you want to do as long as it's coming from a good place, as long as you're not using it to make yourself feel better about yourself. But come on, like we're trying so hard to be this perfectness where the beauty is in the imperfection, the beauty is in the individuality, the beauty is in being who you are. Like, I don't know.
If my
See, now
son brings you home and you don't look like the picture he showed me, I'm kicking you out.
like that's not the
Imposter.
girl, that's not the picture of the girl I saw.
Nope.
Like, nah, son. No. But yeah, that leads into a whole other conversation.
Yeah, and we're wrapping up this one.
So we're good. We
It's
don't
been
got
great.
nothing else to say. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to check us out on social media.
We
Fun
love
and
Safe
you.
on social media.
Be
We are
safe.
safe.
And
Set
promise to keep
boundaries.
it real.
Mhm.
Set boundaries. Use it for good. Enjoy real life. Take
Lots of
care.
love and light.
And we'll see you on the next episode.
See you on the
Peace.
next episode. Bye.
Aw.
Bye.